and at least in the United States, for example. We don't want to just assemble the latest smartphone, we want to invent the latest smartphone. We want to invent the apps and the content for those smartphones. And then we have an asset that whoever is manufacturing it, some of the value is still flowing to us. Well, what that requires then is changes in the economy to make it more open, to make it more entrepreneurial. Some of the old systems have to be broken down. Now, different countries in ASEAN and different countries around the world are at different stages of development. In some countries, the most important thing for development is just basic rule of law. And something that I said earlier, which is making sure that the law applies to everybody in the same way. I believe if Malaysia is going to take that next leap, then it's going to have to make sure that the economy is one where everybody has the opportunity, regardless of where they started, to succeed. And the trade agreement that we're trying to create, the TPP, part of what we're trying to do is to create higher standards for labor protection, higher standards for environmental protection. More consistent protection of intellectual property, because increasingly that's the next phase of wealth. All those things require more transparency and more accountability and more rule of law. And I think that it's entirely consistent with Malaysia moving into the next phase. Now, it's hard to change old ways of doing things, and that's true for every country. I mean, China right now, after unprecedented growth over the last 20 years. realizes it's got to change its whole strategy. It's been so export-oriented, but now they're starting to realize that if they want to continue to grow, they've got to develop consumer markets inside their own country. And what that means is that they've got to give workers more ability to spend on consumer goods. And that they have to have a social safety net so that workers aren't just saving all the time. Because if they get sick, they don't have any social insurance programs and they don't have any retirement groups. And so they're starting to make these shifts, but these are hard shifts. Even in a country that's controlled by the central party that's not democratic. It's because certain people have gotten accustomed to and done very well with an export-driven strategy. So when you shift, there's going to be somebody who resists. That's true in every country. It's true in the United States. We've got to change how we do things. And when you try to change, somebody somewhere is benefiting from the status. Quote. Malaysia is no different. But I'm confident that you can make it happen. I'll take 2 more questions. And it's a young lady's turn. So, guys, you can all put down your hands. Question, good morning. I'm from Indonesia. President Obama, apa kabar? Question, baik-baik saja. President Obama, baik. Question, well, okay, I have a very short question. What does happiness mean for you? President Obama, what does happiness mean to me? Question, yes. President Obama, wow, you guys, that's a big, philosophical question. I'm still fairly young. But when I think, at the end of my life and I'm looking back, what will have been most important to me? I think it's the time I will have spent with the people I love. And so that makes me happy. But I also think that, as I get older, what's most important to me is feeling. As if I've been true to my beliefs and that I've lived with some integrity. Now, that doesn't always make you happy in the sense of you're laughing or just enjoying life, because sometimes being true to your beliefs is uncomfortable. Sometimes doing things that you think are right may put you in some conflict with somebody. Sometimes people may not appreciate it and it may be inconvenient. But I think that part of being satisfied, at least with life as you get older, is feeling as if you know that every day you wake up and there's certain things you believe in. For example, respecting other people, or showing kindness to others, or trying to promote justice. Or whatever it is that you think is best in you, that at the end of each day you can say, okay, you know what? I was consistent with what I say I'm about, what I say I believe in, the image I have of myself. And when I'm uncomfortable is when I think, you know, I didn't do my best today. Maybe I didn't speak out when I should have spoken out. Maybe I didn't work as hard on this issue as I should have worked. Then I'm tossing and turning and I don't feel good. And I think that having that kind of integrity is important, where you can look at yourself in the mirror and you can say, okay, I am who I say I want to be. And nobody is perfect and everybody is going to make mistakes. But I think if you feel as if you're always striving towards your ideals, then you'll feel okay at the end. Okay, last question. And it's let's see. No, it's a guy's question. Women, put down your hands. Okay. I'll call on this gentleman here because there you go, with the glasses. Question. President Obama, well, thank you. I'm going to take another question after that, because I've already answered this question. Wait, let me explain the what I think is. Most important is showing people respect who you disagree with, right? And a lot of that is around some of the traditional divisions that we have in our society. Race. Ethnicity, religion, gender. Treat people with respect, whoever they are, and expect your governments to treat everybody with respect. All right, last question. Young ladies, wait, everybody put down their hands for a second. Okay, now I've had an Indonesian, a Malaysian, a Cambodian. Myanmar. Thailand didn't get called on. So I think all right. Thailand. Where okay. And the Philippines, well, see, I can't call on everybody. Question, hi, President. Very short question. What are the things that you regret now that you have done in the past? President Obama, what are the things that I regret? Oh, the list is so long. I regret calling on you. Because now I'm going to be telling everybody my business. No, I'm just joking about that. I'm now 52. And I still feel pretty good. I'm a little gray-haired. But I will tell you two things I regret. One is very specific, one is more general. The specific thing is I regret not having spent more time with my mother. Because she died early. She got cancer right around when she was my age. Actually, she was just a year older than I am now. She died. It happened very fast, in about 6 months. And I realized that there was a stretch of time from when I was, let's say, 20 until I was 30 where I was so busy with my own life that I didn't always reach out. And communicate with her and ask her how she was doing and tell her about things. I was nice and I'd call and write once in a while. But this goes to what I was saying earlier about what you remember in the end. I think is the people you love. I realized that I didn't every single day, or at least more often. Just spend time with her and find out what she was thinking and what she was doing, because she had been such an important part of my life. Now, that's natural as young people. As you grow up, you become independent. But for those of you who have not called their parents lately, I would just say that that is something, actually, that I regret. The more general answer is I regret wasting time. I think when I was young I spent a lot of time on things that I realize. Now were not very important and I wish I had used my time more wisely. Now, I don't want people to spend every minute of every day working all the time. Because you have to enjoy life and you have to have friends and you have to appreciate all that life has to offer. But I do think that in America at least, but now I think worldwide. We spend an awful lot of time on diversions watching TV or playing video games. And all that time, when you add it all up, I say to myself, I could have spent more time learning a foreign language. Or I could have spent more time working on a project that was important. And I think it would be useful for all of you to consider how you're spending your time and make sure that you're making every day count. Let me just say this by way of thank you to all of you. I think you've asked terrific questions. I'm so impressed with all of you and what you have done and what you'll do in the future. I do want you to feel optimistic about your future. Even though I told you about some problems like climate change that seem so big now. I always say we get White House interns to come in and they work at the White House. and they're there for 6 months, and then I usually speak to them at the end of 6 months. And I always tell them that despite how hard sometimes the world seems to be, and all you see on television is war and conflict and poverty and violence, the truth is that if you had to choose when to be born, not knowing where or who you would be, in all of human history, now would be the time. Because the world is less violent, it is healthier, it is wealthier. It is more tolerant and it offers more opportunity than any time in human history for more people than any time in human history.